Welcome back, everyone, to the Paladins Minor League. My name is Gormizer, and we're going to be getting into all business and one-trick pony. And to help me kind of come through and shepherd this match towards you, I've got none other than Pretty Hair, Nick Keogh, sitting next to me to help bring this one in. And this is actually going to be a pretty interesting match, I think.
Yeah, man, this should be a good week, I think, in general. The Minor League is definitely shaping up in Europe. With the extraction of so many talented individuals, has more or less leveled the playing field, I think. And sometimes when that type of thing happens, you as a third or fourth seeded team could probably be a little bit invigorated by that, I think. You know what I mean? When you don't have to worry about just getting executed, once every 2 weeks or whatever it is, whenever they play each other. You're almost like a renewed sense of hope for your phase.
And I mean, a lot of this, especially in Europe, I think when it breaks down to it, you come into seeing these teams. First couple of weeks, there were 3-0s galore. Yeah. Then we slowly got more contested. I mean, Sour Team, with this loss, I mean, the last time we saw them go up against One Trick Pony, it was a 3-2 victory. And so you end up in some of those weird moments where it's like, okay, Europe, anybody can beat anybody. I think the last time these two played, or at least one of the first times I remember seeing it, was week 1, and it was a 3-0. But All Business has very obviously turned into a different team since then. That's the only loss they actually have on the board. One of the only wins One Trick Pony has been able to get. But it's very not, I want to say, as indicative of these teams as it could be. Obviously, with Penta just taking down Sour Team, this one could end up being in the same vein. You
could tell like things are starting to shift around a little bit. Stuff is up in the air. All Business is looking like one of the stronger teams, though. You have to kind of inspect this roster and just say, oh, whoa, okay, wow. Like there's definitely a lot of talent here. Minor league rosters can be a little bit liquid sometimes. People come, people go, have engagements, things they have to do. And there's not a ton of weeks to be giving up games. Like for instance, like 1-3, far from mathematically out of it, but this is an important kind of win to stay in the running, I think, for One Trick Pony.
Especially because you're looking at it, I mean, you're still trying to fight for that top spot, and it does, like, that hole gets deeper and deeper if you're in their position right now. So they are going to be looking as far forward as they can to try and find themselves a win, and to do so, they need to ban out, well, Serpent Beach in this case, Timber Mill away from All Business, and then Warder's Gate and Frog Isle going to be taken off the board. So there's still some pretty clean maps that I think you could pick up here.
Yeah, all good for sure. I mean, the map bans, to me, I never get too caught up on them. I look for like some of the weirder stuff, some of the more fringe bans. Most of the time, I think you just don't do too much homework on your opponents at a minor league level. I think you really just ban what you don't have time to practice, because there is a lot of maps in the rotation.
Yeah.
There's even been some conversation around Twitter of starting a rotation. There's too many maps. You can't get it. There's not enough hours in the day to practice all of these. So it could be an interesting future of the map screen here as we see Stone Keep locked in for Game 1.
And it's going to be, I mean, about as standard as you could cut it. I think the only other one that I've seen that would be at like the more standard start has been Jag Falls lately. Has been a very, very standard start for a lot of these teams. But Stone Keep has been, well, high on the list and really well-known, well-renowned by everybody. So not anything too uncommon here. Is there any pick that maybe stands out to you, something that like would scream Stone Keep, or is it just run-of-the-mill?
Nothing really screams Stone Keep to me. I think this is one of the last couple of maps that Bomb King kind of gets messed with.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy decent Eevee on Stone Keep as well, but that's a little bit of a bias opinion coming from me. I understand that.
Nope, total unbiased.
You can take that with a grain of salt, but I still do like it. I still enjoy what it brings.
Well, hey, a good Eevee might actually be in store for us. Europe usually has a lot of Eevee, but of course, I mean, as you saw in the first set, guys, we don't have the picks and bans being able to come into this. So without further ado, to find out what's been picked, we're just going to jump down to the casters.
And jump you shall. All Business, One Trick Pony. Dolson still hanging out with Kresnik here for game number 1, set number 2. And, as we kind of prefaced on the desk before sending it to break, I mean, this is a very telling set. You can see now standings-wise, as of right now, just because of the losses, All Business hangs in first place. So they need to win this one to solidify themselves in first. And they got a lineup certainly that can do it. Atlas making his way through. Madara, of course, on the Cassie. Willow, Ruckus, Grover. On the opposite side, Khan, Barrack, Maeve. Ying and Kinessa. So interesting drafts on both sides.
Interesting mostly for All Business, in my opinion, because Atlas Ruckus means no real main tank.
Yeah.
They have no point presence. They're going to have to play a kind of surround, I think, game style. OTP playing the Kinessa. She has the ability to flank through that high ground. She can blink over the bushes, but it looks like she's going to opt to stay by the fire platform now instead. Spam, keep them locked in, and early controls going to one-trick pony.
And, you know, kind of similarly to Serpent Beach, I mean, they're different maps, of course, but at least sniper-wise, you know, it's kind of been this testing the waters. You know, Kinessa works on Stone Keep here and there. Good shots from Toot Toot to open things up. But Kinessa over for one-trick pony this time around, but all trapped in the back. The Ruckus hanging on the point, finding a couple kills. Second one going on to stop me. Klosar drops Doodle as well. All Business off to a roaring start here. 3 down and fighting from the point.
Dive potential from the Ruckus is so strong on this map, especially when you start from the high ground. You can cross a lot of distance, get right into their face, and they got Surrett's a little bit low. He wasn't able to back up in time. Ying doesn't want to use the Dimensional Link just to get away. Such a long cooldown, so pick on Surrett's kind of just snowballed everything else, and now great control for All Business. Close are locking down this banana angle. They might be able to get the Barrack onto the point. Maeve has to go in for the touch too, does die, so great start for All Business.
Yeah, looking good here from them. Double kill for Unbelievable, puts them in a great spot. Might make it 3 as Barrack Bowling Ball gets the cooldowns. Make it 3 for the Atlas and make it 1 for All Business, off to a fast start. 0 deaths for them, 0 kills, of course, for One Trick Pony.
Wow, that's just, I think, part of their positioning on the high ground. They managed to stay away from Nixus, and I think the rest of One Trick Pony was a little too far from Nixus. We noticed they were kind of grouping on the right side of the church. Nixus was controlling the fire platform. So they were able to just kind of hide from Nixus and spam the people on the point in there. They never had to really get into his sight line unless they were full HP and crossing all that distance. So seeing how they split here. Oh, never mind. He splits out from this world straight to the grave to their respawn timer, and they're gonna have to back up if OTP decide to shove this.
Well, that's first kill in the game for OTP. Make it 2 now. Defit gets on the board. Top damage though for Nixus on the Kinessa, only just now finding kill number 1. What's Kinessa's role in this game on the mid? I mean, obviously now when you're getting pushed in on, you kind of hang out in this high ground, fire away like you just did. But in that mid fight, what do you look to see maybe out of the Kinessa?
She's almost kind of denying the choke points at that point, right? You're holding in a place where you can see the angles, and that's why I thought maybe could have been a little more ready to rotate to their high ground and lock out the side that was looking at his own team. But you just want to keep them from being able to poke for free. You know, don't let them get out of those doors. If they can't, they're not going to be able to stop you on the point either. But here, you mentioned his job's a lot easier, rattling off a quick one on a Madara from this high ground. So much easier positioning for Kinessa here, but even trade still. So All Business could find a hole here if someone overextends. Yeah,
and I mean, you have 0 seconds or 1 second at the moment with no healing for One Trick Pony. That means Defit doesn't have any backup. Yet again, Nixus, though, pulls things back. 1-for-1 trade. Unbelievable is the one for All Business back in base. Klosar, though, still alive. Good shot from Madara. 3 down now for One Trick Pony. Payload inching ever closer here. It's going to be one last final stand. Somebody's going to have to drop down here. You don't have Barrack. Might have to be Klosar. I'm not sure they're going to be able to drop down. Surrett's is going to be the one to do it. Blinking in, blinking out on that Ying clone. Doodle as well. Drops the dome shield here. Bowling Ball keeps him alive. That's certainly going to fall soon, and once he does, the payload goes through, and All Business on the board, 2-0.
The Kinessa is doing a lot of work, but I feel like it's just not enough to make up for the rest of the draft. Barrack Khan, they're kind of getting walked at a lot by this Atlas. Unbe doing a fantastic job so far. Yeah. I'm actually really happy to see Madara back for All Business.
Yeah.
Madara, I felt, was so great that week that he filled in before.
Agreed.
So I think he earned his place playing with this roster.
Yep.
So great on him, I think. And no Bugsy. He's filling in again for Bugsy.
Right.
I'm not really sure exactly what's up with him, but even though they're lower on the damage charts, All Business is getting it done. Klosar at the top for his team, but they're playing the objectives right. They're fighting the kills. This Ruckus dive potential, so good for that specifically. And massive, massive item advantage. They were winning the fights, not dying, and that 300 credit boost at the start is you can't ignore it.
I mean, you're starting to get your tier 2 reds and you know, even a tier 1 of the second option there. I mean, top damage in the game still goes to Kinessa, but, you know, this game's more than just damage. Good overpower from Stop Me on a Klosar. Health is low, no follow-up just yet. It is going to result in the kill. The Exiles from Unbelievable starting to come out here. Midnight drops from Defit as well. Daggers on the backline looking to find something. Commander's grab gets Unbelievable in a bad spot. Toot Toot falls as well. A couple more daggers will do it here on Unbelievable. So leveling things off, equaling their kill total, honestly, game-wise, is One Trick Pony. And now they're controlling this point with Fast Cap.
I love the concept of the peel there from the Exile on the Overpower. Though maybe if he got in fast enough, would have been able to save him, keep Closar from getting damage. But they were able to shoulder peek just a little too effectively. Madara having to go in and touch, thankfully for him. Somersault off of cooldown, so they got the OT.
Yep.
Everyone's backing off. No one wants to die for this, but Unbe's in really deep. One pick, though, for All Business means they have the advantage, even with Unbe getting really pressured on point.
Oh, that's a good setback. Gets Doodle just a little bit further away, a little bit less healthy. A couple more shots from the Atlas will do it. Plenty of time left for One Trick Pony. You're okay with All Business getting a little bit of percentage here, but it's if you follow up on these kills. All Business looking to hit that gas pedal now, really clean this one up, forcing them back. Stop Me has to throw up the shield. It's only got about half health left behind that one. Keeps him alive, 93% as All Business swings back into their favor. Defit as well cannot get involved in these fights. Immediately cleaned up. Doodle dropping almost certainly seals this one up. Overtime begins. But if Toot able to clean up Stop Me, this one's going to be all done and dusted. Throws out the Illusory Rift. Feels like a little bit of a consolation at this point as All Business now control the point.
It might have been worth it, but again, the item advantage, I think, for All Business just helped us as well. And now it's going to snowball even further. 600 credits shifted above of OTP because of that double cap that they got. Big also misstep, I think, maybe using the Dome Shield to defend later, because he is at 80%, he's doing respectable damage, but not having it in that last second touch situation, I think that's what lost them that fight.
Right.
It was so desperate, that last use of Dome Shield, that it was very tough. And great aggression up top from Closar and Toot on the Ruckus. They have all this corner pressure with the Rockets and the Willow Blast Flower, so Madara going down early, All Business can just sit and wait. They have all the time in the world.
Closar so low. He's able to get himself out, get a little bit of healing from Xenost on the Grover, who had a nice double kill in that last mid. It's been the day of 4-0s and 4-1s, save one of the games in the last set. All Business looking to continue that trend. They're able to push this payload through. Overpower does connect this time around onto Toot. Tries to boost his way back onto the map. Not going to happen, though. Minute and a half left. All Business gaining so much ground here. One kill. They're just going to back off and regroup. Are you fine with the timing of Overpower in that case?
I was actually about to say maybe, but it was on a Ruckus with like 1,000 HP.
Right.
Very low health, so not a lot really taken out of the fight from it. And look at the ultimates on All Business. They have just about everything. Great dive from Toot. Just get blocked by the Dome. Please cancel. Thank you. Thank you for I've seen so many Ruckai ulting into
That's the plural of Ruckus.
That is the plural of Ruckus. It is Ruckai. He wasn't able. Some Ruckuses just don't cancel. I'm glad that he did. Wasn't able to get away, but they have time to come back, and they have Fae Flight if they want to engage here. They could exile to stop maybe the Kinester from being able to shoot him and get a lot of value out of it.
Whirlwind was used as well. 3 ultimates ready. Scout being one of them. Exiles as well. Value is the name of the game here. Exiles getting used. Illusory Rift popped now for One Trick Pony. Up to the right, Defit doing battle with Closar on this Willow. He's not been able to get involved in a lot of these fights. One more set of daggers will do it. Not able to find it. He has to back off here. Doodle finds the first kill onto the healer for All Business, so they're forced now back with no healing left for their frontliners. So low now is this Willow. 30 seconds remaining, but One Trick Pony looking to stagger out this fight.
I was going to say great dodges by Toot, but Defit is able to stay in really long to get him out there. Good disengage by them too. The Grover went down. They were able to mostly get away, and because of the timing, they'll be all back for this last fight. Only Fae Flight is up. They did use Exile there as well, so they'll have to find something out of it. It's going to be difficult. I mean, Maeve can full commit onto Willow using Fae Flight and take her down. And that's not to mention that Nixus is still there in the backline rattling off shots. Looks like it's going to be used early. And an immediate pick means this is going to be almost a free Fae Flight use for them.
Yeah, what a beautiful shot there from Madara. Unbelievable combining as well. Now Doodle caught out the lone